So this video is talking about the ProPresenter computer. Very brief overview on a couple of things. So this iMac has a special device on it. This thing right here is the Sonnet enclosure. And all that it's doing is there's a card on the back and it's got some SDI outputs. This is allowing us to take outputs from the computer and leave. Those outputs then come over here to where it says SDI A and B, and they run into the video hub, which then we route those over to the mixer. When you're using this program called ProPresenter, which here, let's just close it for a second. Let's quit ProPresenter and we'll show you where this thing loads up. Down at the bottom in orange, you might see the ProPresenter logo, or you can hit the command spacebar on the keyboard and then type ProPresenter. And if it says ProPresenter, we're going to open it. And kaboom, this thing is loading up. Up at the top, you're going to see a couple of icons. Show and edit are the ones you're going to use most of the time. And you're going to have some playlists over here. So most of the time, this playlist it's a slideshow that's created within this playlist. And if you were to right-click on this one, you could duplicate it and rename it something else and create the show that you want to be using. Now, ProPresenter is doing a lot of heavy lifting for us in the broadcast room. And what it's basically doing is giving us the ability to show graphics and things on top of what we're using in the switcher. As long as it's set up with a key and fill correctly, if this thing ever has a problem, ProPresenter has a video that talks about this very device and how you set up a deck link so it has the proper outputs. Up at the top in the menu system, ProPresenter, if you go there and you go to settings, and then there's a bunch of settings in here, but screens is where you might want to look. Under screens, it says configure screens, and in there we see the output is set to the Deck Link Duo 1. Now the Deck Link Duo is, even though it says Deck Link Duo 1, it's really coming through the first two options, and it's sending both a fill and a key. What that means is that transparency information is running. And anytime on one of these slides that you see a checkerboard pattern, that stuff's basically going to be cut out, and only the other things are going to show up. So on this part, like on this one right here, we have this name here, and that name is going to go and it'll shoot over the top of the video that's showing on the other screen. In ProPresenter, you see only the name and you see the box, but when we import this into the ATEM switcher, you'll be able to make it do things. Now, this screen right here is a big graphic, and if this goes into our ATEM switcher, it's going to cover everything up. There's nothing that's transparent. So even though we have a camera live underneath it, no one will see it because this will go over the top if the downstream key or number 2 is on at the moment. You also have the ability to load a video into here. So here's video. We got audio routed through here back to it's going to our mixer via Dante. And we can, I think that's actually in here too. If we go to settings audio, ProPresenter settings audio, we can see it says Dante virtual sound card is our output. And the routing will tell us we want channel 1 and 2 going out of Dante virtual sound card from here. The rest of it's patched through Dante controller, which is kind of a complicated topic, but it's that's how it makes it over. You could also actually send the audio out the SDI cables and pull it in via an SDI converter on the mixer. They haven't done that yet, but it is possible and would work just fine. It would kind of eliminate the Dante network if you were having problems with it. So when you launch something, it's going to show up. And over in the right side, there's a little preview screen. But you'll also see these on the side. There's this long kind of maroon bar and also these little tiny bars. These are clears. And if you didn't want to see a certain thing, you could hit the clear all or clear something button, and it will get rid of information that was there. So there I cleared the slide. So even though I'm on this slide, it's kind of gone at the moment. But if I launch it again, it'll show up. On the Edit tab, if I were in here, and let's go to this one that says Layla, and we're going to go to Edit up at the top left. Now I can go into a slide and double-click and change things just like you might edit a PowerPoint. This is basically a program like PowerPoint or Google Slides, but it's more powerful than those programs. So you can make whatever edits you want, add graphics or elements to things, and you can even drag videos in. If you go up to the top, there's an area that says Media. If you click on Media, it's going to open up a bin down at the bottom. Down at the bottom, you might be able to pull a video from your computer, or honestly, you can drag it in. So here I'm going to grab this video that says drama and drag it into a new slide. I put it on a line in between. And now if I launch this, this video is going to launch up in here. On the right side, you've got a little play controller. So I can hit pause on this video because I don't actually want to hear it. There's one little note about the videos that's worth noting. if I right click on this or double click, you're going to see media action behavior, background or foreground. You're going to want all these things to be on foreground. And the reason is background would be like if you're using a motion background behind slides. This program would use that for like a church service or doing lyrics for something like that. But in your case, you want your video, it's a foreground video. It's the main element. And as long as it's called a foreground, it won't try to loop in the background. On a lot of these elements, you also have something called the inspector. So if you right click on a video here, you're going to hit the inspector. And then up at the top, you're going to see a couple of little icons that will give you different kinds of controls if you need to, like, say, change the playback behavior. At the end, right now we set it to fade to clear, so it's going to go invisible instead of showing the last frame, so that then it will let the person on the video switcher continue. So this is extremely powerful. You can do almost anything you want creating graphics in this main presentation area. I want to show you one more thing over on the right, and it's this thing called props. And under props, you can have little tiny, it's just another slide with graphic information, but it's independent of this show. So I could launch onto it a video bug that stays over the top of things. At the moment, we're not, and I click it again, it'll go away. We're not really using that right now. The bugs are kind of placed in between so that there's areas where you don't have the bug if you don't want it. But there's a lot of different ways to do that kind of transparency stuff. Watch some videos on ProPresenter. We are version locked on this ProPresenter, however. When we bought this, it was not a subscription yet. So we have one we're not paying for ever again, but you can't upgrade it from where it is. Shouldn't matter, you'll be able to play videos and graphics and stuff the way that we're using it without ever changing anything in the future.